Hey everybody, it's Nathaniel Avila reporting from Dallas County, and who am I here with?
Hi, it's on you.
Hi, what are we doing today?
I honestly don't remember.
We're doing the Utah Monolith.
Ah, yes. The thing that everyone was worried about. Where did it come from? Why is it here?
Where did
Hey, it disappeared out of nowhere.
yeah? Where did it come from, Con Night Joe? All right.
Where did it go?
Where did it come from, Con Night Joe? So so the Utah Monolith is a metal pillar that stood on a red sandstone canyon in northern San Juan County, Utah. That's what we're going to be talking about. So we're going to go back to November 18th, 2020. State biologists of the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources were in southeastern Utah carrying out a survey of bighorn sheep from a helicopter when one of the biologists spotted the pillar and told the pilot, Brett Hutchings, to fly over the location again. Now, Hutchings described the moment as the following. One of the biologists is the one who spotted it, and we just happened to fly directly over the top of it. He was like, whoa, 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 turn around, turn around. And I was like, what? And he was like, there's this thing back there. We've got to look at it. Hutchings noted that the object appeared man made and had been painted on the ground had been planted on the ground instead of being dropped from the sky. So on November 20th, the Utah Department of Public Safety posted a photo of the pillar on Instagram. On November 23rd, the DPS released the videos and photographs of the object, but not its exact location. On their website saying DPS Aero Bureau encounters monolith in Red Rock County or in Red Rock Country. So yeah, that's how they found it. What are you thinking?
Oh, that's very interesting to just be doing a survey and see something unusual. Let's take a look at that.
Uh huh.
Hmm.
Do you think it's that surprising to find a random monolith in the middle of the canyon?
Well, if it's not something you're looking for, yeah.
Okay. So, the monolith was actually installed by unknown individuals on public land in a red sandstone slot canyon in Lockhart Basin in northern San Juan County. And it was located in an area that was removed from the Bears Ears National Monument, which is a protected area in Utah in 2017. So the area was later redded to a national monument in 2021. So the site had no public services such as parking, restrooms, or cell phone service. Now, the exact location of the monolith was not disclosed by the DPS to prevent people from endangering themselves while trying to find it. Within hours of the DPS announcement, Reddit user Tim Slane had identified the object on Google Earth. So Slane compared the flight path of the state's biologist's helicopter against the red and white sandstone terrain from their videos. Now, Slane told The Verge that he was aided by clues like cliffs, height, and the canyon's erosion pattern, indicating a more exposed area, and a flat floor suggesting it wasn't frequently flooded, and by extension was near the top of a watershed. Now, Google Earth satellite images showed that the monolith was installed between August 2015 and October 2016, and that surrounding scrub vegetation had been cleared. So this thing has been just sitting here for 4 years. 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years it's been sitting there, and no one has found it until 2020.
Interesting.
Makes you think. Why do you think nobody found it for 5 years?
Well, I mean, if it's a national park or somewhere where it's hard to get to, if no one's walking through it, of course no one's gonna just find it randomly unless you're going from the sky.
Why would someone build a monolith in a place where no one goes?
Preserve it?
To
Possibly?
to preserve a thing that you made?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be in the red slot canyon? Why can't it just be like your garage?
Because if you want to try and do something per se, you never know what crazy humans are going to find it and stick their nasty hands on it.
Okay. So like these humans who found it.
Yep.
Well, Dutch journalist Nauska Dussar, who specializes in open source intelligence, used Maxar satellite images to determine that the monolith appeared between July 7th, 2016 and October 21st, 2016. So within 2 days of the DPS announcement, members of the public had reached the site and uploaded photographs and videos of the monolith to social media. Local residents began to fear a surge in foot traffic that could damage local Native American sites and artifacts. So the metal structure stood 9.8 feet tall above the bedrock, with each of its sides being 23 inches wide. A triangular prism, it had 3 sides and was not magnetic and appeared to be made of an eighth of an inch stainless steel or aluminum sheets, joined with rivets with a hollow interior, and there was a silicone caulk or epoxy along the base, and striking the metal produced a dampened sound indicating some type of insulation inside. Now the pillar was assembled using blind rivets, indicating human origins, but making it difficult to determine its age. Makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
So let's talk about David Sparks of the TV show Diesel Brothers, which went to the monolith and described it in a video he posted on Instagram. Now they got concrete saw and they cut it into the red rock there, which is what he said. You can see that there in the bottom where they had a couple of overcuts with the saws. Now, Wendy Wisher of the University of Utah School of Fine Art said, "One person alone could not have done it, so there is a group of people who would have knowledge of it somewhere." Now, most artists want some recognition for what they are doing, but it seems to include a level of humor and mystery as part of the intention. So, what do you think? Do you think it's just some kind of art project?
I mean, it's a possibility, but most artists who decide to do something like that eventually do come forward to claim it.
And it's been a year since it came out.
Yep.
And nobody has claimed it yet. So, on first discovering the pillar, the DPS described it as a monolith, which is a term repeated by other major media outlets. Although the word monolith refers to a single great stone, the word has also become closely associated with the monolith, capital M, from the movie 2001, A Space Odyssey, to which the Utah Monolith bears circumstantial resemblance to. So the object was compared to works by artist John McCracken, who still lived in the Southwest desert, believed in the existence of extraterrestrials, and expressed an interest in leaving behind a piece of artwork in the desert. So the object resembled the metallic monoliths McCracken made, and was described as nearly identical to McCracken's Fair by New York gallerist David Zwerner, who displays the work. So what do you think? Do you think it was this McCracken guy?
I mean, it could be, but it's not telling.
Yeah, I mean, there's no time. Plus, he died in 2011.
Wow.
That was like 5 years before this thing was supposedly made, and 9 years before it was discovered.
Yeah.
So this statement was subsequently redacted by a Zwerner spokesman, who said it was most likely created by another artist paying homage to McCracken. So let's continue going. So it was suggested that the monolith was the work of one Patricia Lefonhawk, who was installed sculptures in desert location and lived in Utah. But she was said that it was not her work. So she says it wasn't her. So a builder of similar monoliths, Derek Despain, who lives in Utah near where the new monolith was found, was also suggested as its creator based on a screenshot of Instagram images by photographer Elliot Lee Hazel. So, do you think it's this Despain guy?
Maybe?
Maybe? So let's see what the Utah Film Commission has to say. So they said that to their knowledge, the monolith was not part of any film production. So the New York Times said its unknown origin provides a pleasant sensation of uncertainty and might not lose its aura of power if we knew who created it. Do you agree with the New York Times?
I mean, it's a possibility, possibly not. Depends on people. I mean, sometimes legends become legends from word of mouth all over the world.
Mm-hmm. So let's continue on. Like, is this legal? Do you think this was legal?
Probably not.
Yeah.
When is anything ever legal?
Yeah.
It only becomes legal after they get caught.
Mm-hmm. So
if they claim it.
Yeah. So the DPS released a statement quoting the Bureau of Land Management regulations that it is illegal to install structures, including art, on public lands without permission, no matter what planet you're from. Ooh. What do you think? You're gonna lock up these aliens? You're gonna clap the irons, throw them behind bars? So the Utah Department.
You gotta find them first.
Mm-hmm. So the Utah Department of Heritage and Arts said in a statement on their Twitter feed that the monolith is vandalism and are concerned about damage to ancient artwork and archaeological artifacts in the region. So this is what they had to say, the Utah Department of Heritage and Arts. So the Utah monolith has prompted discussions about public art and inspired people to visit the site, despite efforts to keep it secret. So our department includes Indian and they just do a bunch of Twitter handles that sound really unnatural when a person says it out loud.
Of course.
And we want to raise a couple of important points. So first, debates about the Utah monolith is artistic statement, shouldn't equate it with rock art. This piece is a contemporary statement. Now, ancient petroglyphs, pictographs, and rock art are protected archaeological treasures with established cultural and historical significance. While curiosity is understandable, we discourage visiting the monolith. Along with any concerns, increased crowds threaten the archaeological resources in the area. Unintentional damage is still damage, is what they say. And if you still choose to visit, please do not damage any rock art and don't gather archaeological items such as arrowheads. Leave the area as undisturbed as possible. Finally, while the monolith has better craftsmanship than graffiti, this is still vandalism. It irreversibly altered the natural environment on public lands. While the monolith is interesting, we cannot condone vandalism of any type. So what do you think? Do you agree with the Utah Department of Heritage and Arts?
I mean, people were going to find out regardless once one person saw it.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that the monolith was vandalism?
I mean, to an extent, yes. Since it was placed somewhere that it shouldn't have been placed without anyone's permission, even by those that we cannot fathom exist.
Yeah? Do you think that the person who built this needs to go to jail?
Again, you would have to catch the person that did it for it to happen.
Okay.
So, even if you wanted to charge someone, you got to find them first.
Mm-hmm. So, the Utah Division of the Bureau of Land Management that said it received credible reports that the monolith was removed on the evening of November 27th, 2020. by a then unknown party. Now known to be the Moab-based recreationists Abby Lewis, Sylvan Christensen, Homer Manson, and an anonymous companion. So this group of people took the monolith on November 7th, 2020. So several adventure photographers posted details and pictures about the dismantling and removal of the monolith. One witness reported that 4 men had pushed the monolith over without tools while onlookers watched, saying, "This is why you don't leave trash in the desert," before breaking apart and carrying away pieces in a wheelbarrow. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I think that would be interesting, since most of the folks that did get a look at it said it was pretty solid.
So they destroyed it pretty much?
Yeah, just without tools, it just seems kind of interesting.
Do you think that they were justified in destroying the monolith?
No.
No, I don't think so either. So, the group referred to the conservation ethic of leave no trace. So, photos of the sites afterwards, posted by visitors, show that all that was left was a rectangular metal piece, and witnesses reported seeing a pickup truck driving away from the site, carrying an object as they approached. So, let's take a look at what remained, the remains of it. So, let's give this a look-see. Okay, so this is how it looks. There's the indent of where the monolith was.
Kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's gone now. Now it's gone, which makes me sad. Okay, so the BLM in Utah released the following statement on the agency's Facebook page at 5:39 p.m. on November 28th, 2020. So this is what they have to say. So we have received credible reports that the illegally installed structure referred to as the Monolith has been removed from Bureau of Land Management public lands by an unknown party. The BLM did not remove the structure, which was considered private property. We do not investigate crimes involving private property, which are handled by the local sheriff's office. The structure has received international and national attention, and we received reports that a person or group removed it on the evening of November 27th. So police in Utah clarified that they would not open an investigation into the removal of the local San Juan County Sheriff's Office, said that they could not devote the resources. Although the Sheriff's Office posted a most wanted poster on their Facebook page. What do you think that says? That law enforcement does not want to go after these individuals who destroyed the monolith?
Well, I mean, it's one of those going back to the beginning. They were very upset that someone put a monolith on private property in the first place and wanted to find the person to do it. But now that it's no longer there, I mean, why go after someone who took it away?
Yeah. Actually, I don't think it was on private property. I think it was in public property.
Yeah. One of those national parks and stuff, I believe, are actually public.
Right. But I know that the people, like I know that Bureau of Land Management was not happy about it. So they didn't like it. And do you think that that's why they decided not to just pursue any legal action against these people?
Probably.
Yeah. So on November 30th, 2020, the authorities reversed their initial decision and planned a joint investigation with the Bureau of Land Management. So I guess they decided to do something. I guess they did decide to pursue legal action. So Alan Freestone, chief deputy of the San Juan County, confirmed this to the New York Times on December 1st, stating, "I know they have some leads, and that's all we are saying right now." So 4 days after the monolith's removal, Lewis and Christensen posted a video online entitled "We Removed the Utah Monolith," showing that they had claimed as themselves and 2 other people hauling away the Utah Monolith in a wheelbarrow. So Christensen posted the same video to TikTok and Instagram, citing clear precedents for how we share and standardize the use of our public lands, natural wildlife, native plants, and freshwater sources, and human impacts upon them, and highlighting the damage done to the area by a large number of sightseers arriving in the area with no parking facilities or restrooms. In several interviews since the video's release, Christensen said that he had received hateful comments and threats of death and physical harm as a result of this video. What do you say? Do you think that he deserves all these threats of harm?
I don't think so. Especially, all he did was just find where it was and post it and just make a blog about it.
I think
he had nothing to do with actually, placing it there.
Yeah, but I think he did have something to do with actually destroying it, though.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he did destroy it. Yeah, he says that he and 2 other people destroyed the monolith and hauled it away in a wheelbarrow.
But does he confirm that he helped do that?
Yeah, he did. He said that in his video in TikTok. In TikTok and Instagram.
Well, I mean, if he said he did it and people are like, we wanted to see it, well, then it's his own fault for posting it.
Yeah.
That'd get you in trouble.
So on December 20th, 2020, over a month after the monolith's initial discovery, Lewis released a pre-recorded video on Instagram, allegedly in response to the numerous death threats, showing what appeared to be the Utah monolith intact in his backyard, contrary to speculation that it had been destroyed. He claimed that he and his friends had also heard of plans to completely destroy it on the night of his eventual removal. So plans that they later found to be true. So his team removed it before it could be destroyed by others. So he also revealed that they had since donated it to the Bureau of Land Management in order to investigate its origin and creation, and eventually find a new home for it. So yeah, I guess he heard that other people were going to destroy it. So in an attempt to save it, he stole it and then gave it to the Bureau of Land Management.
Very interesting.
Oh, yeah. So shortly after the discovery of the monolith in Utah, over 200 additional monoliths, which resembled the Utah monolith, began appearing in various locations across the world. In some cases, local artists had come forward to claim responsibility for them, citing the Utah monolith as their inspiration. Now, other monoliths were created and installed by small businesses or for promotional purposes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the story of the Utah monolith. What do you think about this whole situation?
It's just kind of interesting. Just the whole thing is interesting. It appears out of nowhere and gets sighted by a plane going over, and then someone just happens to be able to find out its direct coordinates to where it is, and that same person ends up going to take it down before others take it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I could show you where. Let me show you where exactly it was. Where they actually ended up finding. How they actually ended up finding it. Okay. So they found it right here. In this area. Right over here. Yeah, so this is the area where they found it. Here's Utah. Let's go closer. Yep. There it is. where they found it.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Do you think you would have visited it?
It would have been something interesting to say I did at one point. Yeah, I traveled all over the hillside in Utah to go see that monolith. Here's a picture of me next to said monolith, and then I had to walk back.
And then, and then you parked illegally on grass, destroying the vegetation.
I wouldn't say I would probably park illegally.
Oh, okay.
I probably would have parked where I'm supposed to park and then just use my GPS system on my phone as best as I can to find myself where the monolith was nearby.
Oh, hopefully you'll get there. I heard there's no cell phone service, and there's no parking there.
Well, people got there anyway.
You think you'll find a way?
Most people do.
Yep. So yeah, that's the story of the Utah Monolith. Do you think we'll ever find out who built this monolith?
Probably not.
Do you think they'd rather be like? Do you think they'd rather be still remain anonymous because of all this uproar, and plus they kind of committed a crime?
Pretty much.
So yeah, that's the story of the Utah Monolith. That was pretty interesting stuff. Something much more recent. This whole thing happened last year, and yeah, that'll do it for today. All right, I've been Nathaniel Avila,
and I'm Hanyu,
and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to a Vision podcast, home of wacky talkies, The Kingdom, Evil Exists, and many more.